Hello, family. This is your friend Kenesha, and welcome to another episode of TransFormNation Thursday. Remember, on Tuesdays, we talk about transforming ourselves. How can you change you, and how can I change myself? And then on Thursdays, it's our application of that. We want to be influencers of our families, of our neighborhoods, of our communities, of our state, and of this world. And we can only do that by first changing ourselves, and then we change the world. So on last Thursday, we talked about intoxicated versus exhilarated. And then the definition of intoxicated means basically to be drunk or stupefied. Now, do we want to make choices based on being intoxicated? And then exhilarated just means to be happy, to be joyful, to basically be able to make good choices. So we want to make choices based upon this notion of being exhilarated. And then on this past Tuesday, here was our topic. It was this: the integrity and character meter. So we talked about we have to make sure that as people, we are having high integrity and high character. And so we asked ourselves a couple of questions so that we can be on the metric of high character. And then I want to talk about this word influence. And here's what the definition is. It says, as when you have influence, it is the capacity to have an effect on the character, development, or behavior of someone or something that's outside of us. And that's what this today is about. Transformation Thursday is about us influencing others. But then I want to look at this notion of influencer. And an influencer says this: it is someone who has the power to affect the purchasing decisions of others because of his or her authority, knowledge, or position, or relationship with his or her audience. So then I went a little deeper and I looked at social influencers. Basically, that just means that people who are on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and they just have an audience and they are able to influence that audience. And you know who I found? Kylie Jenner. She's part of the Kardashian clan, and it says that she, from one post from Instagram that they have approved, she can make $1 million. Think on that. That's just how much of an impact her influence has. Now listen, I'll go on Instagram and make 15,000 posts if you want to give me $1 million. But our point is this: we want to be influencers. So our topic is integrity and character test for influencers. So we want to continue to dig deep on, if we're going to affect this world, we want to make sure that our character and our integrity go deep. So we're going to be using this book again today. It's called Developing the Leader Within You 2.0 by my mentor, Dr. John C. Maxwell. And it is a phenomenal book. And I'll be coming from page 51. And on page 51, here's what it says. It says, the heightened influence of leaders magnifies their impact on others, both positively and negatively. The reality is that leading ourselves is often the most difficult task that we face every single day. It's much easier to tell others what to do than to do it ourselves. So we want to make sure, again, that we're leading ourselves well, but that we're thinking about, are we passing that test? And so also from the same book, Dr. Maxwell talks about an article that he read about Pope Francis. And he said it caused him to start thinking about, how is he as a leader or an influencer? And he says he gave himself a self-examination, so I want us to do this. It says, to what extent do I? And then I'm going to list the next following things. So you think about you. To what extent do you feel superior to those who work for you? To what extent do you take too much satisfaction in your perks and privileges? Remember, our topic is integrity and character tests for influencers. To what extent do you, number 3, isolate yourself from your customers or your first level employees? Are you too much to be around them? To what extent do you denigrate or criticize unfairly the motives and accomplishments of others? And then our last one, to what extent do you behave in ways that seem egocentric to those around you? Final thought, challenge yourself this week to level up your score, remember, we want to pass the test of being a character and integrity influencer. Have a wonderful week. This is your friend Kenesha. Love you.